Morning to you, Rachel. What's been happening there?
Good morning to you both. Yes, well, he's been the leader of Sunderland City Council, Councillor Graeme Miller, since 2018, and he retained his seat last night. How are you feeling?
Still winning, Rachel, and still here. Thank you very much for having me on this morning.
There's been some tough competition, hasn't there? The big guns have been up here fighting for the patch, but you came out on top.
Well, I mean, the Conservative Party, I'm sure, will be thinking this morning, why did we send Boris Johnson, Rishi Sunak, the whole Conservative army into the ward of Councillor Miller? They did it because they expected to win, and we beat them. And I think that sends a proper message about how people in Sunderland are starting to listen to Labour again and voting for us. Our vote share was up to 43% last night across the city, which is putting us in a really good place, getting back to where we were pre-2019, because we had a terrible year in 2019. So I'm delighted that residents of the city are voting for us again.
And that's what you would say to people who say that the Labour stronghold, as it were, is weakening in the area, with you are losing seats.
We have in the past, and we lost seats here for many reasons, but the primary one was that we were not trusted. This is my opinion. We were not trusted to be the party of government, either as a council or, to be considered to be the party of government for the country. Now, with the local message that we've got, which is that we listen to residents and we're delivering what they've asked for, and they've had that for 4 years with me as leader, and it's clearly showing, allied to the fact that we've got Keir rebuilding trust with the people as the opposition leader. I think it's putting us in a very good place. So it was a great night last night to get that lift in the vote and not lose any seats to the Conservatives, even though they were saying they were going to force the council into no overall control. It was never going to happen.
Do you think that Partygate went in your favour?
Oh, absolutely, Partygate went in our favour. Tory ministers might have been saying all week, and for weeks actually, that it wasn't cutting through on the door. Well, it definitely cut through here. People were absolutely furious with the Prime Minister, absolutely furious with his inability to take responsibility, because whilst he says he takes responsibility, he does nothing. And allied to the cost of living crisis, where they could see that we were trying to come up with a plan to help with people with the fuel costs and how to heat the house and have some food. But Partygate was a big issue. Certainly in Sunderland it was.
Now, another issue that you faced, and something that our viewers and listeners can't actually see, is this big cast on your leg. So you haven't actually been able to campaign as you usually would. Have you been concerned?
I've been called the castinator. I've had the cast on my leg for the whole 6 weeks of the campaign. And it's just a foot infection that basically went badly wrong, and I have an open wound on the sole of my foot. It stops you walking, and therefore it stops you knocking on doors, and it makes life awkward for talking to people. But I've done what I could. I've had a great local team who've supported me and done a lot of that heavy lifting, and you've got to knock on doors and ask people for their support. I've done it for 16 years, so I did what I could, but it was uncomfortable for that period.